Hello there, Ray here, and God Armor is now possible in survival in this latest snapshot. I'll be going over how overpowered this armor is, as well as how you can acquire it, and also the extent that this will have in survival with this change. After last week's snapshot testing stream, we went ahead and we rated another fellow vanilla survival Minecraft player, and this was Mei Zhu, and she was playing some vanilla survival but in the latest snapshot, and she discovered a very bizarre mechanic that is in the current snapshot. And what she was doing, she had some armor, and she wanted to put some unbreaking on it with a book, and then when she combined the two, she came out with not only the previous enchantment, but she was also able to put another type of protection on it. So here you can see we got projectile protection 4 as well as fire protection 4. And upon showing me this, we did quite a bit of testing to do with this, and it's possible to get a full set of God armor now. As you see, I went ahead and just enchanted this up. Now, way back in the day, it was possible to actually make these type of armor sets in survival, and they were known as God armor sets. Essentially, what it allows you to do is to have all the different types of protections on one suit of armor, and they all actually do help you as well. So the way that the enchanted armor works is that your normal protection 4, which is the highest that you normally can get, will give you EPF of 4. Now the maximum EPF that you can get that is understood by Minecraft is a total of 20. So if I got 4, 4, 4, 4, because I have 4 sets of armor that all have protection 4, this brings it up to 16. So this isn't quite the maximum protection that can be acquired in Minecraft. But for the other types of protection, such as projectile, blast protection, as well as fire protection, those all give an EPF of 8 for each individual enchantment that is level 4. So by having 4 sets, I got 8, 8, 8, and 8. And this takes you way beyond the 20 that's maximum. So these are all considered to be maxed out in their category. Now typically you'd only have one type of these protections on your armor, so let's just say you had fire protection that was maxed all the way out to EPF 20. This means it will block 80% of the damage that is fire-wise, which is extremely useful on itself. But as you combine this with not only fire protection, but blast protection as well as projectile protection, this allows you to be able to protect 80% against fires, any type of projectiles, as well as any type of explosions. And having full protection for armor will negate 64% of all damages. But this is after the damages are already reduced by just having the normal diamond armor taking effect. Now, most people will wear protection armor because it will allow damages across all the categories to be reduced. But with God armor, you don't have to worry about that. You can not only get the advantages of reducing large amounts of fire, blast, and projectile protection, as well as you can have the normal protection, which reduces across the board of all things that can be blocked by protection. So if this continues to be the way with the 1.14 full release, this armor is going to be extremely useful to have in survival, as it's pretty much going to make you invulnerable to most damages that you come across. Now in ProTech, we are collecting some very rare types of helmets, ones with double types of protection. There's quite a few different variations of these. Some can be 2 protections on top of each other, some can be like a fire protection plus like a blast protection, very similar to what we see in the snapshot here. And some of these helmet variations are as rare as 1 in 1 billion from getting them from a skeleton horseman, so they're extremely hard to get in survival. And we've been working toward these on ProTech. So you might be wondering, is it possible to get one of these type of protection helmets with this new snapshot mechanic? So here I got a protection helmet here, and if I try to put it in another protection book, you can see we get a helmet, but it only has one protection 4 on it. It doesn't double up. So if you did obtain a protection 8 helmet like this one is here, which is possible in survival, it makes it so that all the other god armor it wasn't really needed. All you would need is really protection, since protection covers pretty much everything. Then by having the gold helmet plus with the other normal protection 4 diamond gear, it would cap it out at 80%. And that would also cover all the different other types, such as like your fire protection, blast protection, and your projectile protection. Now I did do a whole video just about the protection 8 helmet, so if you're curious how to get those in survival, I'll link it down in the description. Now this behavior is just more extensive than just putting protections on your different types of armor and getting some cool god armor. It also can be used for books themselves. So normally when you have 2 different types of protection put into books, you cannot combine them inside of an anvil. But now it's possible, so here we got not only a blast, but also projectile protection on a single book. Now there is other variations of this in the game where you cannot put 2 different types of enchantments onto one thing. So things like having Fortune and Silk Touch, you cannot put them on together, and that is still in the games. Here you can see there's no outcome. The crossbow also has this instance where you cannot put piercing as well as multi-shot. You can see that this is also still not possible. They also made it so mending as well as infinity cannot be put on the same book or like the same bow, and this is still not possible. So it seems this mechanic is only applied to armor. So maybe this mechanic just applies to armor, and we can test this because we have not only Depth Strider, we also have Frostwalker, and these cannot be combined. And it looks like this does not affect them, so it just has to do with protection on its own, and it doesn't seem that any other enchantments are affected by this. Now this doesn't just allow you to put any type of protection on anything, it has to be actually something that can normally take protection, so you can put like shields in, or like some blocks of stone, and it doesn't enchant those. You do have to be careful when using anvils while testing. You have to make sure you're in survival mode because if you are in creative mode, it is possible for you to like throw in some dirt and then put some enchantments on any type of item you want to. Now this is most likely a bug and will be fixed before the full release, but it's a bit strange that this is so specific and doesn't really include any other types of enchantments that normally don't overlap. But if this does make it into the full release of 1.14, this pretty much means that your armor will become extremely overpowered. For those that play survival, if you do get a hold of this type of armor, you most likely won't have to worry about most damages affecting you. And your chances of dying in survival will almost dwindle down to nothing other than falling into a void. Now, a lot of people always say that survival is becoming too easy with elytras and other things that came into the game. I think this change would be along the same trend, making it easier. A lot of people have been asking Minecraft trying to make a mode or game mode that allow the player to make the game more difficult for them. So like the hard mode is still pretty easy for people, and there are such things as like hardcore, where once you die the game gets deleted, or ultra hardcore when like you don't regenerate your hearts. But what I feel like they need to do is make like some of the mobs in this new hard mode game to be like more powerful, as well as other things taking effect like maybe thirst or more hunger and stuff like that. So it will be interesting. Probably eventually they will come out with this mode, but it's hard to say how long until this mode actually comes out. Overpowered god armor might come back to Minecraft. I'd like to thank you guys for all watching, and be sure if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. I also want to thank those who have already subscribed. We have reached 40,000 subscribers. I will be doing a special video going over the channel update. And be sure to hit that bell button to get notifications. And as always, if you found this video interesting, go ahead and hit that like button and share this with others. And I'd love to hear what you guys think about this change. Do you feel like this is going to make Minecraft too easy? Or do you feel like God Armor is something that could be possible in survival gameplay? Tell me all that down in the comments. Bye bye.